All right, let's talk about something really important today. How to actually spot the red flags in a relationship. Those warning signs that something just isn't right. Let's dive in.
It's a tough question, isn't it? I mean, every couple argues. Everyone has bad days. But at what point does a string of bad days turn into something more? A genuinely bad relationship? That's what we're going to unpack.
So here is our game plan. We're going to start with what red flags even are. Then we'll get into the really subtle stuff, like mind games, and move into more obvious patterns of control and intimidation, all the way up to clear and present danger. And we'll wrap up by talking about how this knowledge really is your power.
So first up, what exactly are we talking about when we say red flags? Look, learning to recognize these signs is a critical life skill. It's not just about protecting yourself, but about being there for the people you care about too.
To put it simply, a red flag is a warning sign. It's a behavior that should make you just pause for a second and pay a little more attention. It doesn't automatically mean the relationship is doomed, but it absolutely means you need to be aware.
Okay, let's start with what are often the hardest ones to pin down. We're talking about emotional and psychological tactics. These are so tricky because there are no physical bruises. The damage is all internal.
You've probably heard this term before, gaslighting. It's one of the most common and, frankly, most destructive mind games out there. It's a very deliberate way to make you feel like you're going crazy, to make you doubt what you see, what you hear, and what you feel.
And here's a perfect example of how that works. Your partner does something clearly hurtful, and when you call them on it, they either flat out deny it ever happened or, even worse, they blame you for their reaction. The whole point is to make you question your own reality.
And gaslighting isn't the only tool in the toolbox. You also have things like constant criticism, where every little thing you do is wrong. Or maybe your valid feelings are always brushed off with oh, you're just being too sensitive. And don't forget the silent treatment. That's not just someone needing space, that's a weapon of punishment.
Oh, and this one is so incredibly confusing. In public, they're Mr. or Mrs. Wonderful. Everybody loves them. But the second you get home, that charm disappears, and they become this angry, controlling person. It's designed to make you feel totally alone, thinking, who would ever believe me?
And this right here is the most important thing to remember. We're not talking about a one-off bad day or a single argument. The real red flag is the pattern. When these behaviors happen over and over again, that's when you know it's a serious problem.
And that pattern of mind games, well, it often evolves into something more direct: control. These are specific tactics meant to isolate you from the outside world and put the abuser squarely in charge of your life.
It's like a web that gets built around you, slowly. It might start with them just wanting to know where you are all the time. Then, they start making you feel guilty for hanging out with your friends. Pretty soon, they're talking you out of that class you wanted to take, or that job you were excited about. They're cutting you off from your support system, piece by piece.
And control isn't just social, it's very often financial. See, if someone can control your access to money, they can make it feel almost impossible for you to leave, even if you desperately want to.
So, this could mean they take your paycheck and give you a tiny allowance. Or maybe they refuse to give you money for groceries or other necessities. Sometimes they'll even sabotage your finances by running up huge debts in your name. It's all about stripping away your independence.
Okay, so from mind games and control, things can start to get even scarier. The next level is intimidation, where the goal is to create an atmosphere of fear, to make you constantly walk on eggshells.
You ever heard someone talk about the look? It's a real thing, and it is chilling. It's a glare, a shift in their eyes that says everything without a single word. It says, you better stop what you're doing or you'll regret it. It's pure intimidation.
And that fear, it's reinforced by actions like this. We're talking about explosive rage over something tiny, like spilling a drink, or punching a wall right next to your head, throwing things, or breaking something that they know is precious to you. These aren't just anger issues. They are calculated displays of power designed to terrorize you.
And that brings us to the final category, where there's absolutely no room for interpretation. These behaviors aren't just red flags, they're sirens. They signal an immediate and direct threat to your physical safety.
If a partner ever threatens to hurt you, your kids, or your pets, that is a massive line being crossed.
If they use a weapon to scare you, if you find out they've been abusive in past relationships, or if there's any physical violence, even pushing, slapping, or holding you down, that is an unmistakable sign of danger.
Okay, I know that was a lot of really heavy, really difficult stuff to hear. But the point of all this isn't to make you afraid. It's to do the exact opposite. It's to empower you. Because recognizing what's happening is always the first step.
So if you walk away with just one thing, let it be this. This isn't about anger management, it's about control. A healthy person can get angry and not try to dominate someone. An unhealthy relationship is defined by that relentless pattern of control. Seeing the pattern for what it is, that's how you start to find your way to safety. And I'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you know the signs, which ones do you think are the easiest to make excuses for? The easiest to ignore or explain away? Answering that for yourself might be the most powerful insight of all. Thanks for watching.